What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to talk about the process that I go through, and hopefully this can help you out as well, on how to build a league arsenal for those typical house shots. So make sure to hit that like button. Please consider subscribing. Like 60% of you guys are not subscribed. I would super appreciate it. Down below in the description, there's going to be links where you can order any of the bowling balls in today's video or these super awesome ball spinners. If you like the jersey I'm wearing in this video or in any of my videos, coolwick.com, promo code Napoles10. That'll get you 10% off your entire order. All right, so building an arsenal for league can be kind of tricky. And while yes, typical house shots are easy or on the easier side, they can be a little bit tricky because of the amount of volume in the middle and typically the amount of friction to the outside. So this is typically the process that I go through when building that league arsenal. I think that the most important ball that you can choose is that first one out of the bag, because it's going to be the one that's going to set the tone for the rest of the night. And for me, basically, there's two types of bowling balls that I look for. One is those bigger asymmetric smooth balls. Now I say smooth because even though this is a solid, I say smooth because balls like, for example, the Magic Gem, which is a hybrid, would also be factored into this type of stronger ball, even though it's not a solid. And these are solids, but there's other balls besides that that can be in this category. Magic Gem, Virtual Energy Blackout with a little bit of surface, this Absolute Power, Harsh Reality, those kind of balls as that upper strong ball. I typically start in these when I want to start, if I need to start a little bit deeper than normal, where I have to play that oil right, before it gets transitioned. That's typically like a really good option. And then the other type of option is that more benchmark type of ball motion. Now I do have an Optimum Idol in front of me, but there are so many options. Like if I just name one from each of the three brands, we got the Optimum Idol for Roto Grip, the Phase 2 for Storm, and the 900 Global Exponent. Those are really good options. And then it just depends on how much volume you have that'll determine between the Optimum Idol, the Phase 2, or the Exponent by 900 Global. And this is typically what I'm gonna start in. It's the smoothest ones because on the fresh, before the transition happens, the back ends are nice and crispy, super ton of bounce. These are the bowling balls that I'm gonna take a look at. We're gonna be here on Sam's Town on lane 1 on a fresh, typical house shot. And after we get done throwing each of these balls, I'll go to what my next kind of transitional ball is going to be. All right, so let's start here in the Absolute Power, then go back and forth between the two of these balls to see which one looks better here on the fresh. Oh, besides the Absolute Blower 7-pin, that's kind of the look I'm looking for on the fresh. Something that's gonna handle that oil in the middle part of the lane and not come off that friction too hard. But this is Sam's Town, this is lane 1, so we are gonna 7-pin from time to time. So let's move a little bit left off that 7-pin to see if maybe we can come in with a different kind of angle to kick out that 7-pin. But all in all, a good start. That's the motion I'm for sure looking for on the fresh. Should be pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I collapsed a little bit moving in. I might have missed it a little bit, but that is exactly the motion I'm looking for. Once I get dialed in location-wise, it should be off to the races. Let me throw one more shot before we get into the idle. Another one left. Again, I just want to see if I can get a little bit more flush instead of that high flush area. There we go. That is textbook right there. I think I'm in the right spot. If I was bowling for score, I would for sure repeat shots from there. Now let's ball change and get into the Optimum Idol. All right, now let's get into the idle to see if this is going to give me that similar kind of really good look on the fresh, or which one I think would be the better option for me. Yeah, it seems like that idle, it's hard to say this, but I think that even the idle is a little bit more quicker responding downlane, maybe because of that symmetrical core versus the ASEM in the Absolute. I do think that the better look so far, just based off one shot with the idle, is the idle, but let me know what you guys think. Now, you guys know I am a little biased because I like to play a little bit straighter, and I think that the idle will allow me to play straighter than the Absolute Power. Oh, well, they've each 7-pin, so let's throw another shot. I hope we don't 7-pin again. So let's make the same move here with the idle that we did with the absolute power. Just move in a little bit, try to create a little bit different of an angle, and see if that'll kick out that 7-pin. There we go. So yeah, kind of like the same thing. I'm seeing very similar type of motions. Now, look, we are bowling on a house shot. The last few videos we did were on a sport shot, but the differences aren't going to be as huge. I do see that the absolute power wants to be a little bit more forward rolling, whereas the optimum idle wants to be a little bit more continuous. But let me know. Let's get back into the absolute power and try to figure out which one of these. I think if I was bowling for score, it could be either one. So let's get back into the absolute power. Now, this is not an absolute power right out of the box. It has like a 1,000 finish on it with a few games from when I bowled the Bowler's Journal for Nationals. So let's see how this looks now. That was a pretty big miss to the right and it recovered. So now I think I might be flip-flopping my mind. I think that the absolute power might be the better option to start in right now because it gives me a little bit more room to miss, I think. Let's make a better shot though. And look, if you guys are watching this video and you're gonna bowl Nationals this year, bring a urethane ball because the outside is in play. I'm telling you right now, bring a urethane ball. This is gonna be 10 back here. Yeah, I think it's for sure gonna be the absolute power. That wasn't my best shot, but I know that I have that room, I have that confidence that I can miss right, I can miss a little bit in because I'm definitely left enough, and this is the ball that's gonna give me the most confidence right now to throw strikes. We are gonna throw a few more with the idle before we make that first ball change. All right, optimum idle time. Let's see if it can make an argument for why it should be in the starting spot. Yeah, I mean, honestly, guys, they both look really good, but I just think that the absolute gives me a little bit more room, even though that looked pretty amazing. I do, however, think if we were bowling on a sport shot, that's where I think that idle series really starts to separate itself from pretty much every other type of solid symmetrical bowling ball. All right, absolute power for house, idle for sport. This is a house shot and we're throwing the idle right now. And it does that, so okay. Let me know in the comments which one you guys think. I think they've all struck the same amount. They both 7-pinned once. Let me know. I think it's the absolute power, but you guys will let me know, as you always do. So one reason I like to start in those smoother balls, like the optimum idle, like the absolute power, is because they tell you when it's time to get out of them. And what I mean by that is you're gonna keep chasing it inside. If you're righty, you're gonna keep chasing it left. And there's gonna be a point where that ball is gonna stop coming around the corner, start to roll a little bit more forward, and you're gonna start to flat 10. So look, now we're about to make that first ball change into the attention star. I will say that if we were bowling for score, I would not be ball changing yet. I'm bowling by myself. On Tuesday nights in league, we bowl with 8 people on the pair. One of my teammates is lefty, so there's 7 righties at a minimum on the pair. So if we were bowling for score, just know that I wouldn't be ball changing yet because everything that I said that I look for hasn't happened yet. Both of these balls, the optimum idle and the absolute power, are still going through the pins the right way. Still, they're not 2A10ing, no flat 10s. So just know that even though this may not look amazing right away, just know that it's not really the time for when I would get into this attention star. And so everything I said about the attention star as a transitional ball is null and void if your name is Scott Anderson. No, but seriously, guys, this guy makes this attention star look amazing. Look him up on YouTube, Scott Anderson Bowling. But that's exactly what I look for out of that ball. Super clean through the fronts, a pretty defined motion towards the pocket. And that's what I look for. Me, I can't throw this ball on fresh at all. It is way too clean, way too responsive. There has to be some shots thrown down the lane. But when they are transitioned a little bit and I can get left and slow wheel it, this has been the best transitional ball I've had in a long time. And that's exactly what I'm looking for out of this ball. So let's go right back to the same spot, try to repeat. Scott, my guy, let me know how you like this shot. This one's for you. Bang! And then guys, for the sake of clarity, this Attention Star is not with the out-of-box finish. I hit this with a brand new 2000 pad followed by the Storm Step 2 compound polish. And it's actually the only ball that I haven't been throwing with the React-A-Gloss. At the beginning of React-A-Gloss, I didn't love it. Now I really, really do. However, on this Attention Star, I did hit it with a Step 2 finish. All right, let's make another couple really good shots here before we transition into our next ball. Got that right a little bit. Yeah, see, and that tells me that even though I was striking with this ball, it's not quite ready to throw this ball for score. When the lanes really start to transition and I get it right like that, there is going to be some bounce coming off the idle, coming off that absolute power. But because they're still really, really fresh, if I get it right, 10 pin is going to happen from time to time. So let's try to be a little bit more perfect on this shot, get a strike, and then we'll get into our next ball change here. That's gonna be 10 back. Yeah, just right off my hand. Even though I fell off, it came off my hand really, really good. So now when we transition into the Exponent Pearl. Now guys, I will say, there are many nights when I never get out of the Attention Star. Many nights where I never get to the very bottom of my bag. But when you need to, you better have something there. And there is a bunch of options that you could go to. For me, I really like this Exponent Pearl. Even though the RG is on the lower side, it is a very weak cover and not a whole lot of differential, and I keep it nice and shiny. So it is going to get through the front and it is going to produce shape. Another really good option for this kind of slide on the bag would be like the Journey, although the Journey does have a really high differential and a much stronger cover, which would kind of put it closer to that Attention Star range, kind of that middle of the bag. But that is another really good option to get left and shape it. And if you do experience lower volumes, more friction, either of the high roads I think could be a really good option as well. But I really like this Exponent Pearl when I gotta get left and really create that shape. All right, so now when we transition into the Exponent Pearl, I'm going to give you guys the same kind of warning that I gave you with the Attention Star. If I was bowling for score, I think I would still be in the idle, I would still be in the absolute power. The Attention Star looked okay. It made me be a little bit more perfect than I feel comfortable with. So just know that even though it may not look great right now, and me saying this is probably gonna look amazing, but I just wanna give you guys a heads up. If it doesn't, it's not because it's the wrong ball, it's more the lanes aren't transitioned enough. There's no amount of games that I can put on this lane to make it look and feel like it does in league, because you have so many different styles of bowlers. So just keep that in mind before you watch this Attention Star footage. I mean, Exponent Pearl footage. Oh, and by the way, this does have the box finish. So this is the React-A-Gloss. I did not change the surface. So I'm just gonna go right to the same spot that I left off at with the Attention Star to see. It is a symmetrical ball, weaker core, weaker cover. Let's see how this looks and we'll make an adjustment if we have to. You should see it. Yeah, again, wrap 10, it's probably telling me to move left. I don't think the lanes are developed enough. That was way too long, but we are gonna find a way to try to make this look really good because it is a good ball in the right situations. Let's listen to it though. Off of wrap 10, I typically go like 2 and 1 left. So the Exponent Pearl, I threw a good shot at wrap 10. Let's make that 2 and 1 left move here and see. So I missed right a little bit, and where the Attention Star kind of made it around the corner and just 10-pinned, I missed right and I 2-10'd. It's making the ball look awful. And I apologize, but it is just not the right time to throw the ball. All right, let's label one just to show you guys that this ball is a good ball. So this one's gonna be absolutely labeled 10 back, committed to it. Again, some of my label shots I fall off, I apologize, but you guys can see, clean through the fronts, extremely responsive. It's a little bit cleaner through the fronts than the Attention Star. And in league, all you need is a little bit cleaner. You don't need something that's gonna be a ton cleaner when you make that ball change. Let's make a couple good shots now in a row. All right, let's look for the same result here, except a better executed shot. We're gonna post the living daylights out of this shot here. Bang! I mean, yeah, if I could throw all my shots like that, we'd be having different conversations here. But let's commit to another really good one. Yeah, I mean, that's 2 in a row. Let's keep building. Let's keep building. We got the front 2. Yeah, this spot was one of the ones that I had a whole lot of high hopes for because of the original exponent. It's living up to it so far. Oh, threw that terrible. Got away with that. 3 in a row. Bad shot, put it in the right spot, it struck, but I really want to throw high quality shots. Oh. Wow, maybe I should hate every shot I throw. 5? I said 5, but I meant 4. This is frame number 5. Now it's 5. Let's make another good shot here. Well, we're halfway there. Commit, commit, commit here. Seven? All right. Let's keep committing, trusting what we got here. Slow. That's 8 in a row. All right, got a little bit of a crowd now. Guy watching, so I have to strike here. Oh, got that right. Oh. Front 9. All right, forget what happened. Let's commit here to what we're doing. Oh, God, that was such a good shot. All right, so front 9 and then a blower 10 pin. I'm gonna reset the rack, throw one more shot before we wrap it up. All right, last shot of the video. I'll show you guys here the score. Let's end it on a good note at least. $279? $276? $277? Yeah, so we finished it off there with a 276. I thought that shot, that 10 pin, was a really good shot. I thought it for sure had a chance. But you can see just getting into the right ball and making decent shots sometimes is just enough. It doesn't matter how good you're throwing the ball. You cannot out-bowl bad ball roll, period. So if you have the right ball in your hand, you can get away with some shots like the one I leaked right, a few that I missed there at the bottom. And that's gonna be the biggest thing. And I hope that this video helps you guys when determining or deciding what your arsenal is going to look like. Keep in mind, it doesn't have to be the absolute power or the optimum idol. It doesn't have to be the attention star unless your name is Scott Anderson. And it doesn't have to be the exponent pearl. There's a plethora of bowling balls at your disposal. Find the one that best suits you. Good luck in high scores.